The latest Villa news and views from BirminghamLive. Transfer plans. Dean Smith will consider recalling Tommy Elphick from his loan spell at Hull City next month and is also targeting a move for Brentford centre-back Yoann Barbet. The Villa boss admitted that the rearguard needs to be strengthened next month after Villa shipped more goals in the 3-2 defeat to Leeds United. Smith cursed the way his side defended in the second half as goals from Jack Clarke, Pontus, Jansson and Kemar Roofe turned the game on its head despite early strikes from Tammy Abraham and Conor Hourihane. And when asked about a possible return for Elphick next month, Smith said, "Yes, it's a possibility, but he's playing football until January, so I won't say anything on that until then." Image, Richard Burley. BirminghamLive understands that the conversation has already been had with Elphick. A January return is on the cards. Villa are also keen on Barbet, the 25-year-old French defender who Smith managed at Brentford. Lovre Kalinic was signed from Gen last week to strengthen the goalkeeping department, and Smith now wants to bolster his back line after seeing Axel Tuanzebe ruled out for several weeks with a foot injury. Smith's transfer update ahead of the January window here. Villa fans claim Leeds are best in the Championship. The visitors now sit top of the table at Christmas, a point ahead of Norwich City, and the Claret and Blue faithful were fulsome in their praise on Marcelo Bielsa's side. Here's a flavor of their reaction from social media, and you can see more in the video at the top of the page. James Swinburne, deserved that. Can't let the best side in the league control the game, they will punish you. Rich, season really isn't over yet. Unfortunate result today, the lack of depth as the back. Cheers. Steve cost us badly. New keeper in for next game. Let's hope we get defensive cover in quickly. Alex Berwick, not gonna moan about that. From the 10th man, outclassed by an excellent team. Defensively very lacking across all the five. Lack a leader back there too. But still believe we are moving in the right direction. Window coming, fixtures look brighter. And never dull. Dale Parks, overall from a neutral perspective it was a cracker of a game between the two biggest clubs in the Championship. We were the better side the first half, but Leeds showed fight and why they are at the top of the league. Winning games like that gets you promoted. James Fair, fantastic football from Leeds, architects of our own downfall. Kyle Dixon, and by the way, there's no shame in losing to this. Leeds United stun Aston Villa, and fans are all saying the same thing. Grealish loves Albert. Tommy talk. Lovre signed Smith on transfer. Summer mistakes. When Smith took over at Villa he was encouraged by the strength of the squad. But the former regime inexcusably left the defense light on numbers by allowing Elphick to leave on loan to Hull. Okay, so Elphick wanted regular football and wasn't going to get that at Villa. And both Harold Mukudi and Scott McKenna were targeted before the close of the last window. On top of that, only an unlikely injury crisis would have left Villa in trouble. But that has happened. Mile Jedinak has been out for the past month, Neil Taylor has missed the last 3 games, and Axel Tuanzebe faces a lengthy spell out with a foot injury. Smith is having to patch up his defense by starting players out of position. Bruce chose to slot players in accordingly, but Smith has got no choice. Taylor is the only senior left back and he's out injured, so Alan Hutton is covering. James Bree had to slot in at centre half as Tuanzebe was ruled out. And to make matters worse, Ahmed El Mohammadi has struggled badly at the back, giving away 3 of Villa's last 5 goals conceded. Villa desperately need to address the defensive issues next month. If they can, they will be a real force to be reckoned with. Read the rest of the big talking points from the Leeds defeat here. Every word from the manager, from the celebrations. I thought they'd won the title. We're halfway through the season. I've just congratulated Marcelo. He's a very humble guy. He's done very well with the squad of players. They're certainly the best team we've played this season. Still don't feel they deserve to win. Read Smith's full transcript here. What did Leeds fans have to say? Kev Cressy, so Dean Smith thought we over-celebrated after coming from 2-0 down with a load of injuries to go top of the pile at Xmas. David Watkins, anyone got Dean Smith's Twitter handle? Paul Sullivan, Dean Smith has finally moved back to Birmingham and bought a new house. It's a 2 up 3 down. Lee Mason Lucy, Dean Smith moaning about officials. Forgot to mention the 2 penalties we should have had. Smith's gesture, it may be a common occurrence, something he makes a habit of each week, but Smith made the effort of shaking every single Leeds United player by the hand as they headed down the tunnel after today's match. Having lost in such galling circumstances, it would have been difficult to have retained the sportsmanship Aston Villa manager Smith displayed here. Indeed, many of those wearing yellow were a little taken aback by the gesture, having enjoyed celebrations with their travelling army of supporters. Having approached each of his own players in turn, a group clearly dejected by the conceding of a late winner, Smith then turned to his visitors and congratulated them. In turn, Luke Ayling, Kemar, Roofe, EZG Janilowski, Pontus, Jansson and the rest of the visitors greeted him and accepted the handshake. Smith has shown himself, in his short time at the club, to be a man of integrity and revealed post-match that he'd complimented opposing number Marcelo Bielsa on masterminding a 45-minute comeback. Check out the video below. Moments you might have missed. Read the moments you might have missed here, including bloodstains, flares, legends and ballers.